Jeff, in the story, you unpacked what is a ghost story that is centered around the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction at Walt Disney World. Are the stories about it being haunted true?
Believe it or not, there is a whole lot of urban legend and almost folk stories about that attraction being haunted, events that happened there when it was being constructed, about a man by the name of George that was working there and fell to his death. The stories go on to even talk about, his mother coming in and periodically riding the ride, closing out at night and being the last ride through the attraction all by herself in a boat. There's a place in the attraction that's referred to by those who know the attraction as George's Tower, which is kind of the centerpiece of the attraction. There's a light that's on in George's Tower if you're riding through the ride, and you can look at it. And sometimes the light is on, sometimes the light is off. And depending on whether it's on or off, is an indicator of what kind of mischief or mayhem may be going on in the attraction at a given time. There's a place right near the exit, right across from where you see Johnny Depp's figure for the last time, where you come past the jail with the dogs and all that. It's called George's Door. If that door is open, cast members will tell you that it is going to be a long day in the Pirates of the Caribbean. The attraction is going to break down, shut down, and weird things are going to happen. When they leave at night, they say goodnight to George. And so all of those stories that I wrote about in Unlocking the Kingdom really are a part of that legend of the Pirates of the Caribbean. And so you find an employee that's been there a long time, they will tell you there's a lot of weird things that have happened. And so from that standpoint, they'll tell you it's haunted.
Right, and you go into detail about some of the unusual occurrences that happen in the attraction. So do you think it's haunted?
Well, it's funny, as people have read the book, they have written me and said, I always knew that, or I've heard that story too, or they've added to some of the stories that I had already heard before I ever wrote the book. And so these come from employees that work there, people that are associated with the park in some way. And so they've kind of added to that legend and folklore that's there. As I've ridden the ride, I've never had anything unusual happen as I'm riding it. With the occasion of backing up and having a boat bump into another boat or something like that. But I have seen George's Door open, which is an indicator that the ride's getting ready to stop, and it has stopped as you're going through it. But I'm not sure I would say it's haunted. As a matter of fact, I don't think it is. For me personally, I'm just not buying into it. But it is an intriguing story. And you've got to remember that Pirates of the Caribbean, though, as an attraction, it was built in a building. They filled the building with water. And so all of those backstage areas are damp, moist. With Florida, there's always humidity that you're battling. And so there's just a whole lot of murky, dark, kind of icky parts of that behind the scenes part of the attraction that would certainly lend itself to being a little bit scary. And if you're in there at night with the waterfall that's running and stuff like that, I can guarantee you it would be really easy to get spooked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds spooky.
Yeah.
But interesting.
I'm sure it would be fun to be in there after hours, but I'm not sure that you would like to do that every day.